What's up, everybody? It's Peaceful here. I got another Thanos deck for you today. Big surprise. Anyone who follows me here or on Twitch knows how much I love the big purple guy. He is my favorite card in all of Marvel Snap. And one of my regular chatters, and also just a very prominent Marvel Snap presence on Twitter, Quinny Equinox, was in chat one day talking about a list that they've been using to great effect in Marvel Snap using Jean Grey and Thanos. So we are going to go through that deck today. I'm going to show you some videos of when I played it myself on ladder. But before we get too much into it, as always, please, if you enjoy the content, hit that subscribe button, like the video, comment down below what other sort of decks you would like to see me do. That just really helps me out, and I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, without any further ado, here is the list that I ended up on. This is slightly different from the list that Quinny gave me, but the core idea of the deck is still intact. I did just a few little tweaks, like putting Chavez in there because I hate not running Chavez in my Thanos decks. So we're going to go and get into what this deck is doing. So you see here we got cards like Angela, you got cards like Goose, Storm, Jean Grey. These are all kind of weird cards to see in Thanos, or even Spider-Man, even though I personally have liked a move style Thanos deck with things like Spider-Man in it. It is not a card you normally see in a Thanos deck. So what's kind of going on here? Well, the idea of this deck is that you are just have a lot more utility in locking down a lane because cards like Storm and honestly cards like Jean Grey do a really good job of locking down your opponent and making it harder for them to play into locations that actually win the game. So an example of this is you're winning a lane, they're ahead in the lane, but you drop Jean Grey in the lane they're really far ahead in on turn 5, and then turn 6 you have, you can play like a stone in that lane and play something big somewhere else. And a lot of times other decks just aren't as well equipped because they're not running Thanos. They're not as well equipped to counteract that. And that is one of the cool things about this deck. You can also just do like the standard curve that everybody was trying with Jean Grey when she originally came out. That is just Goose and the Jean Grey. Goose plus Jean Grey just makes it very difficult for your opponents to enact their game plan the way they want to, unless they fill up that lane. And a lot of times, if they're rushing to fill up that lane to get their big stuff down, they're throwing that lane because they're not putting down a lot of good stats there. So Jean has a really powerful impact on the game a lot of times. She just absolutely wrecks decks like Destroy, Shuri even. One of my favorite things is when I'm playing Shuri with this deck is to just play Jean Grey in a location that I'm pretty sure they're not going to play their Shuri into. And then suddenly their Shuri was a 4 cost, 1 power card that does nothing. And that's a good feeling. That's just, you got them when you get that. So just keep in mind all these little interactions. Jean Grey is actually a very powerful card in the metagame right now because of Elsa, who you see here. Elsa is a card that has warped the metagame around her. She is extremely powerful. I think we all realize that she's probably a little bit too good for what she does. But Jean Grey, while being very strong with Elsa, so if we go Elsa into Jean Grey, we can really have some powerful stuff going on with Jeff and Vision and all that, but it also can really mess up your opponents where maybe they're trying to set up a lane somewhere else. You set up your Elsa lane with Jean Grey, and then suddenly they're having to play their cards into other locations, not getting those useful procs on their Elsa lanes that they're trying to load up. So there's just a lot of really cool interactions with Jean Grey right now in the metagame. Now, that said, there's the major weakness of this deck is definitely move. So if you're running into a lot of move decks, that deck is kind of trying to do what we're doing already, but instead of playing one of our more powerful threats, we're playing a Jean Grey, which is just a 3 cost, 3 power, and they just don't care because they just play Jeff and Nightcrawler and all that stuff into that lane, and you kind of get wrecked. So watch out for that deck, or just take a different game plan. Is basically what I decided. I was not going to try for the Jean Grey lines if I realized it was a move deck early. And a lot of times you still win just with the old Thanos game plan of ramp into Professor X, into Vision, into something big, and that's a lot of times just good enough. We're going to go over a couple more things real quick before we go on to the highlights of the videos. I wanted to go over some of the other combos. Like I already mentioned when I was going over the deck itself, Goose plus Jean is a really nice combo that you can set up. Even sometimes like turn 5, you can put it down in a lane where you want them to have to play, but you know that they're looking to play their big 6 drop, and you just make it to where now they can't, like they just literally can't play their 6 drop on turn 6 because you locked them out of it with Goose and Jean. Um, you see here, I put Elsa, Stones, and Jean. The combo here is just that you generally have more low cost cards, and it's easier for you to manipulate Jean and Elsa than most decks, so that you can get a bigger advantage with that Gene Lane, or play something like a stone and then a space stone to where you don't have to play there the following turn, but you get to move something out and then play there later and still buff that lane up, whereas other people are kind of stuck to either filling it up or playing one card a turn into that Gene Lane, and you can just really wreck people with this. You can see I put Gene and then Professor X or Storm. This is another really powerful combo. If you go instead of turn 3 time stone, turn 4 time stone, turn 5, you can play a stone plus Professor X somewhere else, and they're kind of locked into playing into that Gene lane, or they're just going to have a hard time playing something big enough into another lane to contest whatever you're doing to lock down that lane with X. You can go turn 3 Gene, turn 4 stone plus storm somewhere else, and then stone plus threat into the storm lane, whereas they are still having to play into the Gene lane, and you can just set up a lot of really free wins this way by just stealing those other lanes using the Gene mechanic. And this deck is just very powerful right now in the metagame. I actually climbed like 2,000 ranks. I went from like almost 5,000 on Infinite Ladder to like almost 2,000. I think I ended up at like 2,400 because I lost a couple games right there at the end. But this deck performed very well, surprisingly well. And I think this is a good sleeper deck in the metagame right now. You have Mobius for the Loki decks. You have you have Jeff and Vision to make your last turns very unpredictable. One thing you could change out if you wanted to in this deck is something like Goliath, if you wanted the guaranteed last turn win into the Gene lane. But I honestly found that I had talked about it with Quinny when we were playing it on stream, and I ended up just deciding not to do it because it felt like I was losing a lot of utility elsewhere to cut something for Goliath. And I think this is the list that I ended up really liking. So hope you all enjoy this deck. I really did. I am excited to continue playing this. I think this is what I'm going to use to grind on Infinite Ladder for a little bit, see how high I can get, because the Gene Gray, while it gets much worse once you're in Conquest, is really good on Ladder because people just never see it coming. No one's playing Gene Gray, so it's a really nice surprise tech card. So if you're looking for a cool Thanos deck to try this one out. If you need more pointers on such as things like snapping and other replacements and stuff for certain cards, I do have other Thanos deck guides that you can check out. I will put the link to those at the end of the video, so make sure you check those out. But until then, thanks for watching, and enjoy the games.
Destiny will arrive.
You know what I really miss, chat? I miss my Psylocke. I think I'm going to cut Goose for Psylocke. It just hasn't been... Ooh! I was just about to say, it just hasn't been good here. Oh, does this become a snap now that we have the Time Stone into Vision or Professor X? I feel like we're supposed to snap.
Snap!
Oh my god, not this deck, chat. Get me out. Uh-oh. Alright, we put this over here then. Totally is going to pull Vision or Professor X. Interesting. They have to fill this up now. So if they have Jeff, they have to play it. I guess they could have their own Vision. Sure. Down, 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 down. Think you love all my ink cards? Thank you, Mr. Ika. So jelly. Well, if you knew how much money I spent to get all these beautiful ink cards, you would probably not be as jealous. That's why I say ink is like, or Thanos is like the best card to split, because you get to play with so many so many copies of the ink or gold card.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Wrong lane! Spider-Man! Get your shit together, man. You're fired. You're fired! That order just did not seem correct. They got a Angela. They don't have anything they can put here, right? Is it just this? Because this is turned back on, right? They played this turn 4. Oh, they ran away, chat. They were scared. All right, Jean Grey definitely won us that game.
Destiny will arrive.
I kind of want to wait on the stone. Kind of want to wait on the stone. Ooh, I'm glad I waited. Is this going to finally be the cool Jean Grey game? Oh, beautiful. Oh, baby. Yep. It's coming mid. Isn't Jean Grey really good against destroy decks? Isn't it kind of like the nuts? Hulkbuster. Mm-hmm. So no discounted what you call it for them. Sure.
All systems go.
All systems go. So no null over here. They can't play death over there because we have Mobius in play. We just don't move anything, right? Just play a Thanos left. Do we move anything? What can they even do here? Move Angela? I feel like we do move something because they have to play something here, right? So they're gonna win. Do we just move this over? If we're gonna do that, we might as well just move this. Oh, come on.
Enough said, bub.
Dude, get out of here. No way.
Enough said, bub.
Oh my god.
Victory.
Oh. They won the 50-50 and then won the 1 and 3 and still lost. They almost pulled that out, chat.
That universe shall be set right.
That was gonna be so much fun, chat. I'm sad now. Yeah, I feel like Super Scroll can go. He's felt very awkward. Bass. Nice. Who played this deck to where it's like everywhere now? This like bounce Darkhawk deck. It's literally everywhere. I kind of really want Vision. I think that's what I'm gonna cut Super Scroll for. When even the gamers are toxic. Oh well. Yeah. Larry, exactly. Elsa. Demon. Perfect draw. Bro, come on. Oh. The one time I don't have my Mobius. Maybe they don't play it all here. Is Loki the answer? Can Loki save us? Can Loki save us? I'm not gonna lie, I miss having Eliath. This is awkward. Oh, you don't have it? Oh, that makes a lot more sense. I'm going for it, chat. We need to win the other two. Like that. That's 15. We go to 20 here. And they only have room for one card. They've got a 0 cost. Doesn't show you the beast. That was beasted. What else did they beast? You used your token stash on Mobius. They have a 0 cost demon. It was 3 cards, right? Have they played another one of them? There's a 0 cost demon. I can't remember. Let's see what happens. I should have played the... Apparently should have played the... Chavez right. They didn't even try to play left. I feel like that means we lose. Yep. No, we win. Wow. Whoa.
Victory. Destiny will arrive.
But I don't want to hear it. Okay. No, I'm just kidding. I don't care. The problem with Blue... and I'll say this over and over. The problem with Blue Marble has always been, it's good when you have a good draw, and it's like, when you have those awkward draws, it's like the worst possible card to draw. And it makes those hands so much worse. So like, I like to play for like consistency.
Opponent snapped.
What you got? Silk? Cute. This is a cool cover of this song. I like this. I want to play Elsa, so I'm going to. We're going to play Vision next turn. Good. Okay, that's what I wanted to happen, honestly. Well, that's annoying. Oh, no, 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 Titan! Oh, Chad, I'm gonna get Elias into Oblivion. No! Don't do it, game. Just don't do it. Just don't do it. Oh my god, chat. We're gonna get Elias into Oblivion. You ready? Oh. So they kind of have to... If I have Jeff, I can bounce the Silk out. I kind of want to play this out just to see if I can win Stegron. I don't think they're going to play Stegron. Claim 500 credits in the inbox. Nice. J Stu, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the Peaceful Sea. We just lose to Eliath, though, chat. No, we don't. They can't Eliath us here. Chat, I'm going to do the thing. All right, let me think here. You got to reset. Dudes, usually you got to restart your game. We played around this, chat. Yep, played around this. We just need it to go far right.
Friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Right! Get right! Who saw it, chat? Who saw it?